chillin', everything will feel the same. Feel the same. I just gotta know. How come when I pull up, I'm like, here we go again. Go again. That's why I just gotta know. Why we even different? Why I feel the same every time we kick it? We just can't get with it. Ain't no fixing. Here we go again with another lie that's told in vain. Avoid the pain, even though we need to say goodbye. I feel the same. So codependent, this hurting been open-ended. We just been hoping we ain't have to say it's over-ended. But the wound is open, let it be. You let it be, love it and set it free. But the end of you and me, I thought this new to me. But I just gotta know. How come when we chillin', everything will feel the same? Feel the same. I just gotta know. How come when I pull up, I'm like, here we go again. Go again. That's why I just gotta know. Can you tell me what the deal? I'ma go ahead and tell you how I feel. I just gotta know. Can we keep it real? Lately I'm losing myself. Can you tell me what the deal? I'ma go ahead and tell you how I feel. I just gotta know. Can we keep it real? Lately I'm losing myself. When did we change? When did all the love that we had go away? Yeah. When did we change? When did all the love that we had go away? I just gotta know. Got me in my feelings. Scared I beat the reach the ceiling. And it's not appealing. Thoughts that I ain't trying to deal with. Cause I'm feeling like I ain't enough. But I'm terrified I'll never find another you. Never be another us. But why take me ending us? Just get that picture up. I wish it was, but that ain't us. And that was love, but we a different us. I ain't flawless. I'm not to blame for all this. I ain't trying to say that you was. I just know it's time to call it. I just gotta know. Can you tell me what the deal? I'ma go ahead and tell you how I feel. I just gotta know. Can we keep it real? Lately I'm losing myself. Can you tell me what the deal? I'ma go ahead and tell you how I feel. I just gotta know. Can we keep it real? Lately I'm losing myself. When did we change? When did all the love that we had go away? Yeah. When did we change? When did all the love that we had go away? I just gotta know why we can't admit we finished. We ain't quit and gave it all to us to give it. We done did it. I don't think that we could say it. We became the victims. Lately I've been feeling like I'm losing myself. Can you tell me what the deal? I'ma go ahead and tell you how I feel. I just gotta know. Can we keep it real? Lately I'm losing myself. Can you tell me what the deal? I'ma go ahead and tell you how I feel. I just gotta know. Can we keep it real? Lately I'm losing myself.
So, on the We Are Wrestling podcast, we like to do donations, and the next one, if you guys could reach the goal of 150, see this pool right here. Up on top of this shed. I don't know about this. I might actually die here. I am getting mankind thrown into this pool if we reach the next goal. So, there it is, guys, right there. That's the goal. Up there, it's like the Hell in the Cell, man. I might die.
Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Yo, listen, this is the best wrestler alive, Platinum Max, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hey everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Nunzio, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion, and you're watching We Are Wrestling podcast.
We Are Wrestling podcast. Check them out, man.
Stay tuned, listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie might teach you a thing or two.
We Are Wrestling. And if you don't listen to it, then it's one-on-one with The Undertaker.
Featuring your hosts, Dan and Donnie. We are wrestling.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with
your boy, Dan Eddy. What's going on, guys?
So you guys are probably wondering where Rage is, and unfortunately, he's feeling under the weather today, so he'll not be with us during this live episode. It's going to be Dan Eddy and myself. We have a great episode lined up for all you awesome people this week. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac already and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episodes. And give us a follow over on our social media pages. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already over on the YouTube channel where you can catch these episodes live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers. We recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos will be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know, the grind is real.
Hell yeah.
So, Dan, how's your week been?
It was good. It's good. It's been a good week. I got some training done from my daytime job, and that's why I was unable to do the live reaction with you guys. And yeah, just been kind of chilling. Maybe got some sun. And just found out today that one of my favorite bands is going to be in my city next month. So if you guys are a fan of Slaughter to Prevail, I am excited to go see them. No, it's not sponsored, but yeah, I'm excited.
I'll actually be going to see Creed this month. So I'm excited about that. First time seeing them. My sacrifice.
Yeah, I got new audio. I gotta test it out. I gotta be like, yeah.
Yeah. So my weekend was pretty good. Went to the Creed Luau. Had a great time there, which we'll recap in just a moment. And I am sitting in my studio. Central air is working. I am not sweating my ass off like last week. It feels great to be back here. Plus, we had a great stream over the weekend with Night of Champions, so we do want to say thank you to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs for being a part of that stream. We were breaking records with our numbers, and we got to show some love to some people here in the live chat. We got Alex Johnson, Hey We Are Wrestling, and the rest of the We Are Wrestling Maniacs. We got Destry in here, Rage. God, you guys are as hot as my forehead right now.
What's up, Rage?
Oh, you poor bastard.
Oh my God.
Bradley in here. What's up, everybody? The luau got me sick and my back got hit with the chair. It was a good weekend. Speaking of the chair, I was going to show you guys the full cheer shot because we did record it over the weekend. Since Rage and we had a watch along and the luau, but I have not had the chance to pretty much edit the video yet. Next week on the pod, we will have the full video to show you guys, but I did give you guys a little preview. So here is the preview of Ben's little chair shot. I hope you guys enjoy it. Here it is. There's always a plan B. Oh, that was a big one. That was a big one. Yeah, so Rage ended up getting 2 chair shots because we did reach the goal last month. And if you guys are new to the podcast, every month we try to set goals with super chats. And this month we are going to try to reach $150. And here is what will happen. On the We Are Wrestling podcast, we like to do donations. And the next one, if you guys could reach the goal of 150, see this pool right here. Up on top of this shed. I don't know about this. I might actually die here. I am getting mankind thrown into this pool if we reach the next goal. So, there it is, guys, right there. That's the goal. Up there, it's like the Hell in the Cell, man. I might die. I might die. So if we do reach our next goal by the end of July, you'll get to see Rage throw me, or somebody will throw me off of that freaking shed into the pool. The things I do for the We Are Wrestling Maniacs.
Yeah, so
I am not a heights guy either, so I'm hoping we don't reach the goal.
Fun fact, when I was a kid, one of my childhood best friends, he had a pool in his backyard, and their garage was right next to it, and it was about the same height. And we used to jump from the garage roof to the pool and like do cannonballs and stuff. So that's cool. That's fun.
I am not excited about it. I don't think it's going to be fun. It's not going to be fun at all.
Oh, you land in water. It's not like it's concrete.
Well, the pool is only 5 feet. I'm going to die. We reach the goal. But it is what it is. Hopefully, We Are Wrestling can cover all the medical bills and this and that. But every week, we do this thing called the Power of the Poll. If you guys want to be a part of this, every week, we give you guys 1 week to vote over in our community tab over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. And this week, well, last week, actually, if you guys didn't listen, we asked you guys which world championship is the best designed, and you guys picked the WWE championship. Well, this week, for the Power of the Poll, we figured, let's ask you guys, what match would you like WWE to bring back? And here are the results for the Getting Put Over.
I'm trying, Rage. I'm trying.
Yeah, we did really bad. There's no beat. Rage is our music producer. And they're up. Wow, I actually put the wrong. Wow. Here it is, guys. There's the results right there. 46% of you guys want the Buried Alive match to come back, while 30% of you guys want the First Blood match, while 7% picked Inferno and 18% picked the Championship Scramble. Do you agree with this?
I do kind of, yeah. The Stone Cold Steve Austin picture that was the First Blood, right?
Yep, that was First Blood match.
I think the two should be switched. So Championship Shuffle could be second, but I do agree with the Buried Alive one. I think that one they can bring back. It'd be hard because the Undertaker is not active anymore, but I mean, you could find maybe somebody similar to like help out with it. But yeah, I kind of agree with it. The one that with Kane in the bottom there, I wasn't too fond of, so that could stay last. But
yeah, I think I don't know, with like, I feel like when it comes to like Inferno matches, like Kane's the only one that can work them. So like I see why it got 7%. I'm not even gonna hate on the Maniacs on this one. I do like how
Drew McIntyre, maybe. But
this is the first time ever, though, I feel like we've had a really, really close vote. And I'm actually very happy with the results. I think Buried Alive is probably the match I would want to see the most. But then again, like getting that First Blood, like I remember those matches and they were so good. And like, I don't know, I kind of miss color in WWE, even though like we do get little teases here and there. But I do think Buried Alive, man, like even though like it was an Undertaker match, like it would be cool to see the Buried Alive come back.
My reason for the Championship Scramble.
That was great. Championship.
By the way, guys, if you guys want to jump in the comments and let me know how my audio is, I'm trying something new here because I listened to my own voice in the podcast last week and I couldn't stand myself, so I can only imagine what you guys listen to. So let me know, guys. The Championship Scramble, I feel like can make matches a lot more unpredictable because like how we're gonna get in the next PLE with the Saturday night's main event. Like it seems very predictable that Gunther will retain the title.
Oh, no doubt.
So like with that kind of matches, and then with the John Cena and CM Punk, there was some talk or like guesses from us or from other podcasters that they can have Seth cash in, and he almost did. But like with the Championship Scramble, have 4 or 5 people that are champions, and then somebody walk out with top 2 or something. Like
yeah, you definitely sound way better. Rage is already saying it.
He's
developing, ladies and gentlemen. He's getting that statue. We're very close, Dan. We're very close.
I'm getting there.
But I will say the Championship Scramble, I really, really enjoyed as well, especially with Brian Kendrick holding the title for a little bit. That was really cool. And I don't know, like I love the unique matches. So like I am all for the Scramble coming back. I think all of these except for the Inferno were great options.
Yeah.
For once, I actually agree with the Maniacs on this one.
As much of a pyro as I am, and this is probably like my holiday because of 4th of July coming up this weekend, but I wasn't too fond of the fire matches. It's so cool when they're having it part of their entrances, like Kane, for
Oh,
example.
the pyro's great. When I was a kid, I hated it, but getting older, love it.
I love fire. Fire.
Well, I actually got burnt by the boogeyman. That's why I hated it.
That's true.
At a SmackDown show.
Fire.
But guys, if you want to be a part of the Power of the Poll, you can vote on next week's Power of the Poll. We asked you guys a TNA question because Slammiversary is right around the corner. And we asked you guys, what is the best TNA faction of all time? You get to pick between Aces and Eights, Beautiful People, Team Canada, or Main Event Mafia. So if you guys want to go vote on that now, maybe go back into TNA's YouTube channel, do some research. You got one week to vote.
So that one in the bottom right corner, that was Steiner, that was Sting, Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, and Booker T.
Yep, they're a part of the Main Event Mafia.
Damn, I forgot about that.
Yep, one of the greatest factions in TNA. I feel like they're going to win next week.
I think so too, but hey, can always root for the Canada.
Oh, yeah. Team Canada, man. All right, well, I do want to talk about the Blitzkrieg Luau a little bit because over the weekend, got to meet Gigi Dolan, Priscilla Kelly at Zombie Hideout, which was a really cool experience. So Ben and I, we went over to Zombie before Blitzkrieg. And, man, we got to sponsor Priscilla Kelly versus Charles Mason match, which, if you guys want to watch the full match, it is available now on demand over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. But if you want to watch the full show, you do have to subscribe to IWTV. And, yeah, there's a couple of the pictures from the matches. It was brutal with Charles Mason and Priscilla Kelly. Definitely put on a great match. Definitely one I recommend watching. Also, Blitzkrieg raised over $1,500 for Jeff Cannonball, independent deathmatch legend in the business. He just got diagnosed with ALS, and Blitzkrieg was able to get over $1,500 raised, which is going to go to a great cause to help him and his newborn and his family. So that's great news there. There's the big three, myself, Rage, and Danny Huckins hanging out at the Luau. I will say I was very pissed off at Danny Huckins for not wearing his tropical stuff. He should at least freaking wear a coconut bra or something.
Right?
I was so disappointed in him. Like, it's a luau. Why the hell are you wearing?
I mean, maybe his stuff is all packed and stuff.
I don't care. Wear skulls. Wear something.
New fundraiser. Get Danny Huckins a coconut bra.
Yeah, get him a coconut bra. I like that. Then we do have old school Phil here, which I do want to plug something here real quick.
Good,
so
Jay.
This Friday coming up, Phil and I were actually going to be doing a We Are Wrestling podcast extra, and we're actually going to do a whole review on the Blitzkrieg Luau show. So this is another reason for the Maniacs to go check out the full show on IWTV, because Phil and I are going to talk about the entire show, break it all down. Then there's myself and Smart Mark Sterling. He was a surprise entrant in the Mother of All Scrambles, which I absolutely lost my shit. And you'll see that in the vlog sometime next week.
Yeah.
I should have given him a necklace. He had an option to get friggin' laid at the friggin' front of the, when we got into the building. All right. He didn't take it. And then there's some We Are Wrestling Maniacs here. We got Nate Bundy and also Dan the Man here. And we also got new Blitzkrieg Bedlam champion, Sammy Diaz, our boy, which we did a whole interview with, sat down with him if you guys want to check that out. We're going to try to get Diaz back on the show pretty soon. But yeah, we're going to break it all down with Phil later in the week. And I'm sure next week, Rage will probably want to talk about some of his favorite moments and stuff as well throughout the entire show. But if you have not been to a luau, highly recommend it. If you haven't watched one, go to IWTV. Highly recommend it.
I've been to a luau party, not a luau wrestling event, and those are fun.
Oh, Dan, you would love it. You would love it.
Oh, apparently.
But at least if you ever do decide to fly down here or fly up here, I'm not good with directions. Make sure you actually dress the part. Don't be like a Danny Huckins. Don't be a Danny Huckins.
Oh no,
that's the lesson for today.
I'll be the cooler Dan. I'll be the cooler Dan, and then be like, "What's up from Hawaii?" Honolulu,
Which we do have more people here in the live chat. We got Josh Toy Show. What's going on? And if you guys want to hang out in the live chat, we got Rage in here. He's not feeling good, so that's why he is not here right now. And we got We Are Wrestling member Angelo. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing good. Brian Cutler. Donnie, next time you're watching a wrestling event in person, see if you'd be able to do a heel turn. I don't know what you mean by that. You got to give me a little more context into that.
Maybe you can like guess.
Because I don't know. I feel like when I go to these shows, I am a heel because that's all I do is talk shit to the wrestlers. Which gives you another reason to check out the vlogs. But yeah, Blitzkrieg blew out, man. Great time. Well,
Awesome.
with that being said, now let's get into the highlight of the week. What's got to be your highlight of the week in the wrestling world, Dan? What is it?
Man, I probably would have to say, jokingly, Roxanne Perez finally getting the tag team champion around her belt because gold does look good on my girl. But I would have to probably say the Judgment Day getting the tag team titles off of the New Day because honestly, that like Raw was going nowhere at the tag team titles. So I would have to say that'd be the highlight of my week. I feel like there was one in the back of my brain, but I can't pull it out in front right now. I'll probably think of it later.
Oh, I'm going to pull it right out of your brain because I know exactly what it is. And I think a lot of the Maniacs, this is probably their highlight of the week. Mine easily has to be Punkanomics, the CM Punk John Cena segment on SmackDown before
that was it.
Before Night of Champions.
You just probed my brain. That was it. Yep. That was honestly, that was like fan service 100%. That was amazing.
Well, Rage actually in the live chat did send his highlight of the week, so we might as well share that. He said, my highlight of the week was Priscilla Kelly's yams. Enough said. Love that for you, Rage. Love that. And we also do have here, we got a couple more friggin' highlight of the weeks. We got Angelo, Julia winning the U.S. title, Alex Johnson, Dr. Punkanomics, and John Cena. Always a good one. Which I thought it was a solid week for wrestling. But now, with that being said, let's get into the We Are Wrestling Podcast weekly recap, TV recap. Ooh. And starting things off with Angelo's highlight of the week. Last Friday on SmackDown, Julia defeated Zelina Vega to become the Women's U.S. Champion. What's your thoughts on this?
So I actually saw it, well, technically listened to it in real time as it happened because I joined in the chat for Danny Huggins' live stream. Shout out Danny Huggins. I was watching his stream for the SmackDown watch along, and I didn't agree with it at first because let's have Zelina Vega have a longer title run. Just because at this point she seems just like a transitional champion. I think she's won one other championship one other time, and that's it. But anyways, I'm stoked for Julia. It seems like they're gonna push her very far. I think she might be getting a push here soon, as I heard roughly. But yeah, I'm stoked. I'm excited for her and see what she does. I think I had an idea that they might do with her being the new U.S. champion, but I forgot. My brain's all fuzzy. I took a nap.
Well, I'll let you. Always taking a nap before the live episode.
Yeah. You got to.
Love that. But I will say with Julia winning the U.S. title, I'm actually very happy with this decision. Unfortunately, Zelina, it was a short run. Mm-hmm. But she still got to achieve winning the U.S. title, and I don't think that this is going to be the last time she does hold a mid-card title, whether that's the Intercontinental or U.S. But I do think the timing is right for Julia. She's got a lot of momentum right now, and I think that they just need to put the rocket ship on her and just let her take off. And I think that she's going to make this title prestigious. You already know she's going to put on great matches with other women wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait to kind of see like what happens, like who's going to be the person to take the title off of her. That's what I'm kind of excited about. Even though I do think the run is going to be a lot longer than Chelsea and Zelina.
Like who is even going to be her first opponent, you know?
Yeah, that's tough because at first I was thinking it was going to be Alexa Bliss, but I feel like she's been teaming with Charlotte. They're like teasing like a tag team.
Yeah,
which
that could, I
freaking
mean,
annoys me. That pisses me off.
that would be a money match. Like why would they have Alexa Bliss tag team with Charlotte right away as soon as she comes back? And like I know she's been back for like a couple months now, but like still, she has plenty of time to get back on her feet. Doesn't need to be partnered with the boring, tall, block 2x4 with blonde hair anymore. But I was just looking at Selena's real quick. Her United States champion run was 63 days, and that was her only singles champion in WWE.
Ooh,
Actually, singles champion, period.
I'm not gonna lie. I could see Julia working. I'm not gonna lie. I could see Julia probably working with Selena still, but I also could see Michin. I think we can get a little feud there with Michin and Julia. I feel like that could be pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I think so
That
too.
can maybe push Michin a little bit.
And the crazy thing is, Julia is only 31 years old.
Still young.
And Selena's 34. Yeah, and with Julia, she has already had the title for a while, almost a week actually, and yeah, the ideas are up in the air. I wonder what creative is going to make out of it. Well, being her first opponent, like title defense wise, and then what kind of things is she going to do? Is she going to be a part-time champion? Is she going to show up every week? Is she going to do random, open challenges? So I feel like with Julia just coming out of NXT, being the NXT Women's Champion, and now she's on how long has she been in their main roster for? Like a month?
I believe she just got called up, her and Stephanie, a couple months ago. So I think it's been maybe probably less than 2 months. If somebody wants to correct me on that in the live chat, let me know.
Yeah, she got called up at the same time as Stephanie Vicure, and she's already United States champion. So I feel like things are going to be great for her. I would like to see more open challenges because that kind of makes it unpredictable.
And that's the thing. Back in 2015, the John Cena U.S. Open challenges were very good, and I think it's a great way to kind of showcase your mid card stars. So honestly, Julia doing something like that would be kind of cool.
Exactly.
But couple things. Some of the people in the live chat said here. We got Angelo. I love Zelina, but she was doing nothing. Not her fault, of course, but they did nothing and had no one for her except the Secret Service.
Yeah, I can
Alex
agree with
Johnson. That. They should give Zelina her old theme back. I agree. Anybody that had CFO should get their old theme back for the most part.
Yeah.
Julia got her first singles title on the main roster before Stephanie and Roxanne.
Hey, it's due time.
Patience.
Both of them.
I was going to say patience. I see Roxanne winning the women's world title and having a feud with Liv later on down the line. Stephanie, she's easily probably going to be the one to take the belt off of Becky. No doubt in my mind there. Give Candice LeRae a championship match. You see, I would say do that, but I don't think it's going to work with Julia because she's a heel, and you can't have heel versus heel.
Is Candice LeRae still a heel? I haven't seen her or anything about her.
Yeah, she's been kind of hanging out with Johnny and Ciampa, DIY.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They kind of got her in the mix there. Hey, what's up, James? All day. Hope you're doing good, man.
Oh, James. Sorry, late to the party. Hey, as long as we're live, you're not late.
And you could always replay the episodes too. But moving on to our next TV recap here. Over the weekend at Night of Champions, Solo Sikoa defeated Jacob Fatu to become the United States champion. Haktelo, how do you say his name?
I don't know. I think.
All right. Well, I don't even have to say that name anymore because he'll be officially known as Tala Tonga. So what's your thoughts on Solo Sikoa winning the championship? Because it shocked a lot of people. I called it.
I know you called it. I got it wrong. I think I picked Fatu. But that just goes to show that you don't know everything. Creative can also. Hey, okay, all right. You don't have to show the bill. I got 3 out of 6 right. Okay, I'm at least NXT now. All right. But anyways, I like it. I think Solo is. It's not going to be a long title run because I feel they're gonna continue this feud, no doubt, with him and Fatu. But with the new Hokuliro guy from the Japanese,
I think it's Talatonga. That's what it's
Tonga.
called by now.
Can I get away from the Tonga part? Anyways, it's just so confusing. They're gonna meet again at SummerSlam. Like, it's inevitable at this point. They got Evolution, which I got a argument for that, but I'll bring it up later. But with SummerSlam coming up fast, they're going to push that feud a lot farther. Have them maybe do a rematch, maybe with a certain stipulation with it. Maybe like a no DQ or a cage match. I think that would be a cool idea for
a
a
cage match. Yeah, because then that keeps away all the Bloodline members in Solo's group.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it. I was indifferent about it because I kind of wanted Fatu to win just because I like Fatu better than Solo. But I don't know. I think it's a good idea to keep Solo as U.S. champion for now.
I love this in every single way because we all know Jacob Fatu will get that championship back, probably SummerSlam. If not SummerSlam, it'll happen at Bad Blood. But that's the thing. I feel like Solo Sikoa deserves this. The man went on one of the longest losing streaks, and he was able to get over as a heel. Over. He had people chanting, "Fuck you, Solo," during his feud with Roman Reigns.
Fuck you, Solo.
And that's the thing. Solo Sikoa has been so consistent with his work that I feel like he deserves to be rewarded. And I think having him win the United States Championship, it didn't harm Jacob Fatu whatsoever because they had literally Tongaloa come back, Cabacho, and he pretty much helped Solo Sikoa win the championship. And then, of course, we got the debut now of Tala Tonga, which I like that name because I couldn't pronounce the first one, so I'm happy with the name change, which is a rare W. But
honestly,
I'm very happy about Solo winning the title. This is well deserved, and this is just gonna further the feud. Like, if Jacob won, that's it. Like, there's nothing to it. Like, you can't do anything else.
Exactly. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong in the rage, pissed. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think that was Fatu's first pinfall lose since he joined the main roster.
I can't 100% confirm that.
I heard that somewhere.
If somebody in the live chat can confirm that, that'd be nice.
I could probably confirm that on here, but I liked it. I don't know. I just hate myself for picking Fatu at this point because I think Solo would have been the better choice to begin with. Because, like you said, they're going to continue this feud, maybe even through SummerSlam, depending on how they have the match, what the stipulation is, or who wins at that point. But I'm excited to see SmackDown this Friday to see what happens with them now if like Solo addresses. Or even opens the show as the new champion.
Well, I think we are probably going to also get like an introduction video or something to Tala Tonga as well. I could see that. And Jacob Fatu looked really strong here because you had JC Potato come out running down the aisle. and then you had Cabacho here helping Solo, and then to friggin' sum it all off, you had this giant. You had Tala Tonga here helping Solo win the belt, which I thought that this was a great moment.
Yeah. Thank you, Angelo. Yeah, his first loss since he joined WWE. Yeah. It was either his first loss or first pinfall, either one.
But Solo, in my opinion, definitely needed this, so I'm very happy for him. And I can't wait to see what they do with this feud. Definitely one. This is probably one of my more exciting rivalries going into SummerSlam.
I think so too. Yeah.
All right, well, moving on now to our last We Are Wrestling TV recap. This past Monday on Raw, JD and Finn Balor defeated the New Day to get back the tag team championships. Roxanne has Liv Morgan's tag title officially, so her and Raquel will be holding the tag titles now. What's your thoughts on this?
Keep that picture up real quick.
Which one?
With the Judgment Day? Like, Finn Balor is like, yeah, I did this. JD McDonough is like, where's the camera? Dom is like, I'm still cool, right? Roxanne is like, I got gold. And then Raquel is like, I'm just forced to be here.
That looks like Raquel. Raquel feels like the one that's like forced to be there.
Yeah, that was like, yeah. So I enjoyed it because they got the titles off of New Day for thank fucking God, because they did nothing with it.
One of
They
the
were annoying.
worst. This was like one of the
One of the worst
worst
heel
runs
turns.
ever.
Yeah, like one of the worst, not even just the worst title runs, but one of the worst heel turns in like recent memory. Because there's different heel turns for like you love to hate role like a character a wrestler plays, but I just like hated them because, well, I mean, and debatably you can make that a case as a good heel turn, but in any case, it was just entertaining. It wasn't entertaining. I'm glad they got the titles off of them. I'm glad that Judgment Day has gold again, because they've been going through some reconstruction with Liv Morgan leaving and then Carlito leaving, and then just kind of having mid storylines up until this past Monday. So I'm excited. I liked it. That was a good idea.
I will say, I thought we were going to go in the direction of Finn Balor being the one to take the Intercontinental title off of Dirty Dom. So, like, I was very confused by them winning the titles, but I guess, like, maybe they're trying to further the storyline with Roxanne and Liv, because let's say Roxanne right now is a part of the Judgment Day. Finn Balor is trying to bring her in, and they have all the gold. They're doing great. Maybe they had the plans of breaking them up, but now that Liv Morgan's sidelined, this is just a way for WWE to kind of drag the Judgment Day going forward, and this is going to lead to Liv Morgan having issues because they're doing good without her, and I think that's going to build something bigger for Roxanne and Liv.
I think so too. I think that is actually a good idea. I haven't thought of that until now.
But that's the thing, though. I'm kind of with James all day here. Like, when is Balor going solo already? Like, that's what I want. I want singles run Finn Balor. I'm over this Judgment Day Balor. Like, I'm happy New Day don't have the titles, because let me tell you, that was one of the worst fucking heel turns.
Yeah.
They have done nothing with them. Like, I don't even know why they got rid of the titles from the War Raiders. I still am questioning that every single day with WrestleMania.
Why are they not pushing the War Raiders? You see, what's his name doing all those?
But it's like, but here's the thing that pisses me off. Like, you go to Friday Night SmackDown, they are building these tag teams up, and they're doing all this like chaotic storylines. And like, I'm so invested in what SmackDown's doing with their tag titles. I wish we'd get the same chaos with Raw.
So, something that may occur because they're cutting SmackDown back down to 2 hours. And isn't the draft coming up?
Yeah, I believe it's like rumored after SummerSlam, I think, but there's like nothing confirmed yet.
Okay, so with the draft coming up soon and SmackDown going back to 2 hours, they may move some of those tag teams over to Raw, because I think they've been hearing us talk about the tag team division on Raw is stale compared to like the filet mignon that being perfectly cooked, and they are cooking literally, not literally but figuratively, but you know what I mean, on SmackDown with the tag team division just by itself. Like, you have all these entertaining storylines, like you said, and with the Raw tag team titles, now that they moved them off the New Day onto who we were just talking about, Judgment Day, so there's room for one or two more division tag team teams. Wow.
But I will say this, like, I really do hope that at least with this tag title run with Finn and JD, they don't have the guys defend the titles once a month or every other month. Like, they need to be consistently defending the belts. Yeah. And keeping them relevant. Same with Dirty Dom. Like, I think these titles, they need to capitalize on it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, with that being said, now let's get into the We Are Wrestling Podcast weekly news and rumors. Starting things off, Seth Rollins appeared in A Day to Remember's new music video for their song, All My Friends. What's your thoughts on this?
I already listened to this song like 30 times when it came out. And so when they brought out the music video and then I saw a little snippet on Facebook with Seth Rollins in it, I was like, okay, bet. So I watched that and I probably watched maybe 10 to 12 more times. I love it. I love the song. I've always been a fan of A Day to Remember from way back then. And then when they bring in cameos like Seth Rollins, when the lyrics literally say "burn it down" and then he has them
Loved
like
it.
burning a house or a bar or something with a flamethrower, it was hilarious. I loved it.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool spot in the music video.
Yeah,
And man, the one time Rage is sick and there's a wrestling music topic, he's not here to talk about it.
like it's his
So
two
disappointing.
niches, you know. Yeah,
So disappointing because I was really excited to hear what Ben had to say about it, but I really enjoyed the music video. Like, I don't really listen to a lot of A Day to Remember, but I really enjoyed the song, watching the music video. This was the first time listening to it, and having that crossover with Seth Rollins kind of gave me that reason to check it out. And now, like, I want to go listen to more songs
I
from
was gonna
A
say,
Day to
are you
Remember.
becoming a Day to Remember fan? Because this is the Day to Remember that you became a fan of. A Day to Remember.
Yeah, and honestly, the music video was really freaking awesome. I loved like the whole, like I love the flamethrower, like shooting it like at the bar. That was all. I loved it. It was great, great.
When
music video.
the lyric said "burn it down," it just pans over the Seth.
Hands over to Seth.
Wait, really? Okay. Has the flamethrower. Yeah.
Man, it was awesome. If you guys haven't listened to that or have seen that music video, highly recommend checking that out.
Should be on YouTube. Go on there after you watch us.
Definitely. But moving on now to our next weekly news and rumors, we got lots of updates on the new Netflix series, WWE Unreal. According to Post Wrestling, a source close to the production of WWE Unreal on Netflix provided some descriptions for each of the upcoming episodes. Episode 1, focus on the WWE Raw premiere on Netflix with a spotlight on CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Rhea Ripley. Episode 2, focus on the men's Royal Rumble and the feud between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. There's also a spotlight on Jey Uso and his Royal Rumble win. Episode 3, episode heavily featured the female talent, including Chelsea Green winning the United States Championship, Charlotte Flair returning from her injury, Women's Royal Rumble and Chamber, and a portion dedicated to Bianca Belair. Episode 4 covers John Cena's heel turn, as well as focusing on the men's Elimination Chamber match and New Day's heel turn. It was said that this is the only episode where Nick Khan will speak. And then the final episode, episode 5, WrestleMania 41. We also do have a side note here. Dwayne Johnson's team provided notes and feedback on the upcoming Netflix docuseries, WWE Unreal, for the episodes in which he appears, ensuring his portrayal met their standards. So I got to ask you, what's your thoughts first on like the whole series itself, like the breakdown of the episodes, and then we'll get into the Rock thing after we share our thoughts on the episodes.
So I am one to enjoy behind the scenes, whether it be, like extra footage of something going on in the background or like bloopers from one of my favorite TV shows. I don't know. I'm having a really hard time to get behind this because I personally think that WWE is just having too many shows at this point. But if they can handle it and they have, it sounds like a good premise to me. Like each episode is one major event that's happened within the last few years. So I don't know. I'll watch it. I'm not going to have any high expectations of it. I'll probably make only one bag of popcorn. And when I get done with that popcorn, I'll probably turn it off. Because honestly, I don't know. I like to watch wrestling when it's live or like watch the replays of the live events afterwards if I'm not able to make it there. This is one of those things where like the behind the scenes, like outside of like the reels or TikToks you see, like if they're filming in the Gorilla Room and like somebody wins and they're celebrating with Triple H, like that kind of thing is interesting to watch. But if they're gonna make a huge show of it and have each episode about some significant event, I for one who watches wrestling on a regular basis, I'm not too fond of it. I don't know.
Kind of takes like the excitement or like the joy away.
Yeah. It seems like you're shining lights on a stage that is performing a magic show. You know, like you want to have it dark, like the smoke and the mirrors. You're gonna watch the magic trick or card tricks or whatever the magician's doing on stage. And then the moment you shine a like a floodlight on the stage and you see everything that's going on in the background, it kind of ruins the illusion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
it's like finding out like how they're able to get the bunny inside the hat.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll probably still watch it just to, because I'm curious. But like I said, I'm not going to have any high expectations for it. I probably won't even have any expectations for it. I'm just going to watch it and say I did. But if it's good, I'll let you know. And if it sucks, then I'm not going to be the one who's like, I told you so. I'm not going to be like that. But I'll just let you know. I don't know.
So you see here, I'm on the complete opposite side, even though I do totally understand like where you're coming from with like your thoughts. You made some very great points here, but I love documentaries. I love behind the scenes stuff. I am a sucker for that. And I was very, very excited about this show when they first announced it until we got to Dwayne Johnson. And I'm going to get into that in just a moment, but I do want to share my thoughts though. Like, I think like the episode breakdowns look great. I think that this is going to be a great inside look at the business for people who don't understand what professional wrestling or sports entertainment is. I think that this will be a great way to kind of introduce new fans to what WWE is all about. Because a lot of the times, the people from the outside that don't understand professional wrestling, they question us and they ask, why do people like watching like scripted fake stuff? And I feel like, and I feel like the WWE Unreal series, like we're really going to get to see how the business works. And I think we kind of get that with WWE's show on what the hell network is it on? A&E, WWE LFG.
LFG,
They kind of tease like how the business works in that way, because you're watching new and up and coming athletes become WWE superstars. And like, I love that shit. And I'm still looking for somebody to review LFG with. So if anybody watches the show and they want to do a pod with me, let me know. Business emails down the links below. But yeah, I am very excited for the Unreal series just to see like how they're going to build it. Because I don't know, with WWE documentaries, whether it's WWE Network exclusive or the old DVDs back in the day, I always enjoyed them.
And that's the thing too. Like I enjoy, what do they do? Oh, I'll drop my pen and press the keyboard button. Hopefully nothing happens. I enjoy those documentaries too, whether it be on wrestling or on other things that I'm interested in. Like the Cody Rhodes podcast. I find that entertaining. Or like when Stephanie McMahon is interviewing the members of the Bloodline, or when she had what episode was that? I can't remember. But like those kind of things, when those interviews take place, or
like when she has like Nick Khan on the show, or like she has you get more like behind the scenes, like interview wise.
There was somebody before Nick Khan on there. I can't think of it. Anyways, it's not important. Those kinds of shows I enjoy, and that's the thing too. Like I enjoy documentaries to begin with. It's just going to be a hard time when you're watching a behind the scenes documentary on the stuff, like what they make of what you see, like how they make it. And so that's kind of why I'm indifferent about it, because yes, I would like to know, and it's cool to just get extra footage and like watch more WWE content.
But it's the kayfabe too. Like you kind of want to keep the kayfabe alive, which I will say, like as an old school wrestling fan, like there is things like in the new school era that like sometimes like the kayfabe, I wish like they would kind of keep it alive. Like Cody, like I think we talked about it last week on the show, going in details about like him possibly turning heel pretty soon. Yeah. That really pissed me off, because it's like now in my mind, I'm like, I have that in the back of my head. Like,
You do it.
when's Cody going to do it? Even though I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, but still, it takes that excitement away. Like, holy shit. So, like, I kind of get where you're coming from. Like, I do love the kayfabe part of it as well. I just also love me a documentary series. I love looking at the insights. So I'm kind of like teetering. Like, I'm 50-50.
And that's the thing. Yeah, like I said, I'll probably only make one bag of popcorn and use that as my cutoff point. Like, when it's done, then I'm done. Because
I do know this.
Watch it, but
I do know this. Either Danny Huckins or Ben will probably watch the series, and I'm definitely planning on doing an extra probably on like all the episodes once they air, which I believe comes out at the end of July. So we'll definitely keep you guys updated on that. But I do want to talk about real quick. I do want to talk about The Rock here because a lot of people are not happy with him trying to like clean his image, clean his picture. And yeah, I am going to be listening to that episode. Episode 4, I'm probably going to be rewatching multiple times to really break it down because The Rock's going to be involved in that episode when John Cena turns heel. And my number one critique with John Cena's heel run has been The Rock's involvement. The Rock got himself involved. He wasn't there at WrestleMania 41. He wasn't there at all throughout any of this. That has been my number one critique. And I want to see what The Rock's going to say in this show. And I want to see like what they're going to take out that we know. So I'm very curious to see like how The Rock's going to try to clean his image. Because there's a lot of fans that are not happy with him right now, including myself.
Reasons like that will make me watch it, regardless of like, I don't know, like watching how pork sausages are made in the factory, like, or how hot dogs are made. Like, you don't want to kind of know that stuff, but at the same time, you enjoy that stuff. But with The Rock and that episode, it just makes you want to tune in because you want to find out why. And I was reading the comments, and one of Alex Johnson's comments says, "But for The Rock stuff, he should leave for good if he doesn't want to be there for the rest of John Cena's heel turn." I see that comment, Alex, and I will add on to it. If The Rock does not show up at SummerSlam, then he's been a waste of time this entire year.
He's been a waste of time. He doesn't even have to show up to SummerSlam or freaking. He could be there, and it was still a waste of time. He should have been there at WrestleMania.
I'm giving him one more chance. It's The Rock. Like anybody else, I probably won't care for. But if it's The Rock, then I'll give him one more chance because he was the pivotal point of John Cena's heel turn. So like he has to be there. Maybe even be there when he turns babyface. Like what if The Rock is there for when John Cena turned babyface? Like he was the reason why. Like no. Like be the reason why you showed up in WWE. Like, be the reason why, like why you joined wrestling, stuff like that. But, anyways, I
love the Rock. I just hate that he got himself involved in this heel turn. And if he wasn't going to be at WrestleMania, they could have waited. They could have had John Cena beat CM Punk clean at the Chamber. Yeah. WrestleMania comes, John Cena could have turned heel right there because he couldn't beat the American Nightmare.
Yep.
And it would have been John Cena's decision. But of course, The Rock had to get himself involved. So I am just curious to see what's going to happen. And the only way we're going to find out is with the new series, WWE Unreal, which will be coming July 29th. And we'll have more updates whether or not we are going to make some additional content to it. If you guys want that, of course. But moving on now to some AEW, WWE news.
Woo!
According to Body Slam Net, WWE is very interested in signing Danhausen and the tag team Private Party, as their AEW contracts are believed to be expiring soon. A move could happen sooner rather than later. So we've already talked about Private Party a couple weeks ago on the show, but the new name that has come across the news is Danhausen. WWE possibly being interested in him. Do you know anything about Danhausen?
Not really. I recognize the picture you put up, and I've heard the name before. I even watched AEW last week for like 5 minutes. So,
wow, that's a record.
Progress. Yeah, Athena was even on the screen. Ember Moon, aka Ember Moon, she was on the screen too. So I was like, okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
But
so
it's so familiar. I just don't know any of his stuff.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. So I'll cover this real quick here with my thoughts because I do watch AEW consistently, and Danhausen is somebody that I've been paying attention to probably since like he developed the character in Ring of Honor in around 2020. I will say I'm not surprised at all by this. I already said Cody Rhodes, CM Punk guys, we're going to end up going to WWE regardless. And Danhausen is very close with CM Punk behind the scenes. They are close friends. They have a lot in common when it comes to like comic books and all that cool stuff. So I'm not surprised at all. Danhausen, he screams WWE because the dude is a larger than life character. And that's pretty much what he's built. Because before Danhausen, he was just a regular independent guy putting on holy shit moves and 5-star classics, but it didn't get him anywhere. That's when he came up with the Danhausen character, got over as fuck, got an opportunity with AEW, and they haven't really been using him, so I'm not surprised at all. Seemed like they stopped using him when CM Punk decided to leave. I could definitely see him going to NXT, probably doing some comedy stuff over there. I don't see him doing really anything on the main roster, not in Triple H's era, because things are taken more serious. But Private Party and Danhausen, I think, would be great moves for WWE. It's just, when are people going to start getting sick of AEW guys going over to WWE? That's my question.
I'm more of the opposite of when people are going to get sick of WWE guys going to AEW. Because it's sickening to see them leave WWE when they've built a foundation there, and then they're not being pushed, and then they go to AEW, and then are like never heard from again. Once some people stride going to AEW. Don't get me wrong, but when people see AEW going, AEW guys or girls going to WWE, it's just like a whole new world, kind of like, oh, okay,
yeah,
well,
but here's the thing though. AEW is actually not really going after WWE guys as much as they once were. Now it seems like WWE, they're going after all the AEW people, which, hey, to be fair, I like seeing people go from one place to another because I think a talent needs a change of scenery. Fresh start, exactly. But like the IWC, they give AEW so much shit for signing a bunch of WWE people, yet WWE is signing a bunch of AEW people. And like, I feel like you got to call out the bullshit when you see it. And if you're going to call out AEW, then you have to call WWE out because they're now signing more AEW people than AEW are signing WWE people. The last time I believe AEW signed a WWE star, it was either Ricochet or the Hurt Syndicate. I think it was Ricochet, because I think Hurt Syndicate were there before Ricochet.
I thought Edge at first or Adam Copeland, but yeah, that was a while ago.
But yeah, no, WWE, man, they just got Mariah May. They got Ricky Starks. They got Ethan Page. And these are all AEW people, and the list just goes on and on and on. So, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you're going to call AEW out on it, like, you also got to call out WWE. But for me, personally, I enjoy a change of scenery. I like it for the most part.
I do too. I think they deserve it. If they're not going to be pushed, whether in one place or the other, they should go to a different company and see what they can do. Yeah, that's what I take. I'll be sure to watch some Danhausen highlights before next week.
Hell yeah. But Angelo here says, it's not just WWE, it's AEW too. As soon as top talent leave, TK will get them. It's because WWE ain't releasing big names other than like Braun Strowman or Dakota Kai. Well, to be fair here, Angelo, the past year, 2025, AEW has been signing more New Japan, TNA, anybody outside of WWE. Because I think Tony Khan realizes like there's no point in signing these WWE guys so that they go build their stock up for a couple of years while they're under contract with AEW. They get lost in the shuffle, and then eventually they go right back to Hunter and WWE. We've seen it with Rusev. We've seen it with Aleister Black. Like, I feel like WWE, or AEW is at the point now where like they're sick of losing talent that they're building stock into.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be more careful with who they sign.
And if you think about it, like, if you're a professional wrestler and you're seeing how, we'll leave the other companies out and just focus on AEW and WWE. For this example, if you're going to be a professional wrestler, say you're 31 years old, your contract's running up, you're not being pushed in one place or the other, who would you rather have as a head of creative or as a boss, Tony Khan or Triple H? Somebody who's done it before, who's in the Hall of Fame twice at the WWE, or somebody who is trying to run a company as best he can, has been signing old WWE talent to build a company. It's a building company, whereas WWE has been established for decades, and the guy who's running it is now officially in the Hall of Fame twice. He has been pushing wrestlers that haven't been pushed before in the Vince era, and I don't know where I heard this from, but they have been better on contract negotiations. Now
they have been. Plus WWE's been they're not working as many dates as they once were, because I think they eliminated a lot of the house shows, except for the European tours and the holiday ones after Christmas.
Yeah,
which is good for the talent. And at the end of the day, a lot of people want, and that's the thing, a lot of people want AEW to die, and that's the thing that pisses me off as a fan, because I'm a fan of all professional wrestling, and I believe that AEW has done more good for the business than harm, because it's giving more talented professional wrestlers who are larger than life opportunities, and it even helps the talent out at the end of the day, because like you said, when their contracts run out, they pretty much have another alternative. They can go to WWE or they can go to AEW. And there's pros and cons to both promotions. Or they could even go to TNA, which is striving right now because of the working relationship with WWE. They can go to New Japan, who's always been very consistent. So, wrestling as a whole, I want to see AEW do good. I want WWE to do great, because it's best for the business.
I agree. I say this with an asterisk, because I say I'm a huge wrestling fan no matter the company. I just don't watch every single company or show.
And that's the thing. We all don't have that time to do it.
Yeah, I don't have the time or the ability to.
Personally, man, for TNA, I'll say it right here. I watch highlights. NXT, I watch highlights. Now, AEW Dynamite, I watch. Raw, I'll watch. SmackDown, I'll watch.
Yep.
So it's pretty much just based off time.
Yeah,
that's the cool thing about 2025, is that you can go back, you can go into the YouTube channels, watch the full highlights, you can watch certain parts of the show. And it's a powerful thing that we have now that people didn't have years ago.
Yeah.
And one more thing I'll say before we move on, Angelo, it wouldn't give all these stars like Danhausen and Mariah May and Private Party a chance if AEW didn't exist. Exactly.
True. Facts.
And that's the point I'm trying to get across when I do go back and forth with trolls in the IWC that go on Twitter and they want AEW to die. That is always my point right there. But yeah, we're getting a little off topic here. Moving on to our next weekly news and rumors. AEW All In 2026 location has been revealed. While speaking on the Rich Ellison show, Tony Khan revealed that AEW All In will return to London, England in 2026, saying, "It's going back to Wembley next year too, by the way. Coldplay had booked this weekend out years in advance. I can't wait to do Globe Life Field in Dallas and go back to Wembley next year." What's your thoughts on AEW All In going back to Wembley for the third time? Do you feel like it's a good location for them to have their biggest show of the year? Or do you think they should expand, go to different areas, and host their biggest event of the year?
I mean, I say this while WWE is having WrestleMania at Las Vegas twice in back to back, but I feel like having it at the same place, and it's been a great outcome, then I'm not gonna rule it out. I think the idea of exploring different buildings or stadiums or cities to host your biggest event in is a great way to get more people to know about your company, because, or maybe have a different viewpoint of the company, because like you said, there's a lot of trolls with AEW and saying that they should die and just have the WWE like take over everything. I agree to an extent, because it could help them like establish something. If it's been a great outcome each time, then if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I would have to side more of finding another major city to do your biggest event of the year, just to get more eyes on you, to get more advertising, maybe different and upgraded sponsors. Maybe find a different city that a lot of the wrestlers don't have to travel far to, because then they'll help them have.
Well, I feel like you can do that, like going to like the weekly shows and like the regular pay-per-views, but like this is All In, and I feel like when it comes to All In, I loved how they had it at Wembley for their first one. Well, second one technically, because the first one was in Chicago Allstate Arena, because Dave Meltzer said to the Young Bucks, Cody, Kenny, Marty, that they couldn't sell out a 10,000 arena because it's not WWE, and they did that in 10 minutes. And All In for AEW, the first one was Wembley, and then they went back to Wembley the year after. Yeah. And now they're going to be going to Dallas, which I like the change of scenery, because like even for WrestleMania 41 and 42 being back-to-back in Las Vegas, I don't like that, because I feel like your biggest event of the year, you should be going to different stadiums. You should be going to different venues, arenas. And like, I love what they're doing here with All In happening in Dallas, in Arlington. I think that that's going to be great. And don't get me wrong, I would love AEW to do another show in Wembley eventually, but I feel like they're building these relationships with Japan, Mexico. Like, Mexico crowd looked great multiple times this year. And even Australia, like, I feel like they got to give us an All In Mexico. I feel like that would be really freaking cool. Go to like Los Angeles and try to sell out like a stadium.
And that's the thing too. Like, I asked, I was either in the chat or I was on the stream with you guys one day. I asked you and Rage, like, when was the last big major PLE that was in Mexico? Like, that would turn some heads. That would be a needle mover to have AEW All In.
Yeah, because they have done a Dynamite on there, which was cool. It was a little special, but like, imagine an All In.
But like,
that would be great. Because I feel like Tony Khan, like AEW, they should be selling, like they should be going to other countries trying to like sell out the stadiums for All In. Like, don't get me wrong. I hope they go back. Like, I'm happy they're going back to Wembley, but like, maybe not next year. Maybe the year after it would have been better. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens, because they did create some special moments in Wembley, which I thought was a really cool moment. But like, I don't know. It's All In. And the whole point of All In was to prove critics wrong. That was the whole point of the original All In, because they were told that they weren't going to be able to sell a 10,000 seat because it wasn't WWE. And they went out and they did that. So then the next test for AEW, the company, because the first All In with the Chicago arena, that was beforehand. The goal pretty much was to fill a stadium at the UK in Wembley, and they did a pretty good job at it. So like with All In, I love when they're testing themselves and actually giving themselves a challenge, which is why, I don't know, Wembley, just like WrestleMania, Las Vegas, going back to back, I don't like that. Not a fan.
Anytime you can get an outside of the US crowd and they're fully invested in it, it's a win. Ticket prices or not, like, sales don't matter. If you have a crowd that's from the outside of the US and they're fully invested in the show, you've already won. So when they're going back to Wembley Stadium, that aspect they're banking on. And if they get the ticket sales and the profits and all that, and it's a huge upgrade, great. But like, you can only go to the well so many times until it's empty. So exactly. I agree, if they're going to Arlington or Mexico, or fuck, even like Seattle. Like Seattle could use a PLE for whether it's AEW or PW.
They have done a pay-per-view in Seattle. Like they go travel.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Well, like the point is, All In, this will be 3 times that it's happened at Wembley, and something like All In, it'd be kind of cool maybe to what Angelo here said. Chicago is one of AEW's homes. In Chicago would be cool, and that's the thing. Maybe they don't go to the All-State Arena because they do pay-per-views there.
Yeah.
Maybe go to like a baseball stadium or go because I don't think they could sell out a stadium in the United States. Not yet, at least. But like what they're doing here in Dallas, like they're going into like a baseball stadium. I think that's perfect. That's a great challenge. And it's going to be a big arena. Well, big stadium filled with fans.
Exactly.
But we'll
Anytime
just have
you can
to
switch it up.
Yeah,
Anytime
we'll just
you can
have
switch it
to
up,
see
it's
what
like-
happens moving forward.
Yeah.
But moving on now to our last AEW weekly news and rumors. Former WWE star, you probably know his name, Keith Lee, has been absent from AEW TV for quite some time. We got an update. Lee took to Twitter in response to a fan asking about his AEW status, clarifying that it's not up to him when he makes his comeback. And here's what he said. I've been good for quite some time, though I do appreciate the concern, but no campaign required. Things happen the way they're supposed to, and eventually the purpose will show itself. Should AEW bring back Keith Lee or let his contract run out? Because
like I
here's
said-
the thing, before you do give your thoughts, like
Go ahead.
the situation here with Keith Lee, he's kind of in the same boat as Aleister Black, as Miro, who now is going by Rusev in WWE. Pretty much in the same boat where he joined AEW when they were signing a bunch of former WWE guys who got released because of Vince McMahon and the whole like COVID-19 thing.
Yeah,
And pretty much what happened was Keith Lee, he's had some health issues, some injuries, and he's kind of got lost in the shuffle. AEW's kind of going in a new direction. So should they let go of him and just let him go back to WWE, or should they try to maybe come up with something with him?
I mean, there's always a possibility to bring him back into the WWE. He is 40 years old, and like you said, with his injury history, maybe give him a smaller contract and maybe not push him as being like a megastar right away. But like just let him test the waters. I mean, I don't know. I liked Keith Lee for a minute while he was in WWE. I felt like there was like backstage heat with him and some other wrestlers. I might be thinking of somebody different, but there was like legit backstage heat with him and other people in the locker room.
I think with Keith Lee, a lot of his issues I know was the getting in shape thing, and then I know they wanted him to be Keith Bearcat. I remember he had issues with doing that during that time. It was a weird time in WWE.
Oh,
then
yeah,
Adam Cole, they wanted him to manage him, which is fucking crazy to have somebody like Adam Cole fucking manage somebody. But glad that Triple H is running things now.
I think even with Triple H running it, I don't know. I don't think they should re-sign Keith Lee. As much as I like the idea of him working with his wife, Michin, again, whether it be in Raw or SmackDown, I just don't. I don't know. There's nothing really for him. They had him join the New Day for a bit as the new Big E.
No,
right?
that was a different guy. That was Odyssey Jones.
Different guy. Oh, that's right. My bad.
Casual Dan.
Hey, when it comes to WWE, I should know this shit. AEW, little fuzzy.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't know. I don't think they should re-sign him. Just let his contract run up. That's sad to say. But
So I don't know. I think with Keith Lee, it's a very shitty situation because let's say Triple H was running WWE around the time Keith Lee was a part of their promotion. Guarantee you he would be the next Mark Henry easily. He would probably be multiple-time world champion. He would probably have some Intercontinental United States runs, probably won a Royal Rumble, won a King of the Ring tournament. Like, he would have been pushed to the moon. Because this is a guy during NXT Black and Gold when NXT was at its hottest. The dude had the North American Championship and the NXT World Championship. They had big plans for him, but unfortunately, Vince didn't see what Triple H saw. And I'm kind of seeing a reoccurring thing here with a lot of these WWE guys that got released, went to AEW, came back to WWE. Yeah, you get to see Rusev, you get to see Andrade, you get to see Alistair on TV, but they're not really doing anything monumental. They're not really doing anything special compared to what they did during their first run. And to me, it's kind of lackluster. Like, yeah, Rusev's putting on great matches with Sheamus. Cool. Alistair, he's consistently having matches, which is great to see. Andrade and Carmelo, they put on some good matches, but like, that's it. There's nothing else to it. And that's the problem that I'm afraid is what's going to happen if Keith Lee does leave AEW and goes to WWE. He's just going to get lost in the shuffle. They're not going to really use him, and he's just going to have good matches. And that's pretty much exactly what they were doing at AEW, having good matches, and then they were mad because of lack of creative, and then they ended up leaving.
That was my next point.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like, Keith Lee, I love him, and man, like, I wish he would stay healthy and have a successful run. Like, it was looking very promising with him and Swerve holding the AEW tag titles. And I still think that AEW, if they really wanted to do something with him, they could. But I do think because of what happened with a lot of the other former WWE guys, Tony Khan doesn't want to take that chance. Keith Lee, not happy, probably wants to go back to WWE. I think they should just release him.
I think so too. And that was my next point too, was even if they do re-sign him and even give him a part-time role, like what are they going to have him do? Join American Made, or something like that? Or
they're just gonna have the dude just put on normal matches, and there's not gonna be really anything special.
Yeah, have him being a jobber.
I'm gonna be honest here. If I'm Keith Lee, let's say I put my feet in his boots. Here's what I would do if I'm Keith Lee. I would have a meeting with Tony Khan immediately, and I would try to find a way to get back on AEW TV. Because right now, his stock is at an all-time low. And I think, especially because Swerve, he was a former tag team champion with him. Swerve's one of the top guys in AEW right now.
Yeah.
You can build a solid feud / rivalry with Swerve. Keith Lee as a heel. And Keith Lee should just go in there with a new mindset. Because I think that the grass isn't greener on the other side with WWE. Because he's just going to get lost again. That's why I think Keith Lee should really reevaluate himself and just start off fresh in AEW.
And I wanted to point out
or leave AEW. Wait, real quick. Or leave AEW to go to TNA. Because I think TNA could use Keith Lee, and I think he could build his stock up there.
I was thinking TNA too. Yeah, that would probably be my next option. Angela's comment with Lee versus Bronson or Braun or Seth. I mean, that'd be entertaining. But he doesn't really have any history with either one of those guys. So, how would they bring him in the first place?
But you see, that's exciting. The match, exciting.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do with him besides having a good match? That's the problem.
Exactly. Yeah. And maybe have him be as a surprise guest, have the rumors be true. Like, is Keith Lee going to be re-signing with WWE? Just kind of build him up, have him come out there, have a match with either one of those three. Or it could be Braun and Bronson Reed versus Keith Lee and somebody else, like Jey Uso or something like that. But that's what you're saying though. Like, just have a good match or two, and then.
But if I were him, I wouldn't go to WWE right away. Like, I'm going to TNA, or I'm reevaluating myself and doing a program with Swerve.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And you have All In coming up, and nobody would expect Keith Lee to show up to cost Swerve a big match or something.
Yeah, exactly. Have him come on the black hoodie, and then be like, "Oh, who's that?"
The typical WWE return. The black hoodie. Gotta love it. Yeah. But moving on now to our last We Are Wrestling Weekly news and rumors. WWE released the Survivor Series 2025 poster. War Games will be the theme, which will make this 4 consecutive years. And there's been a lot of fans that have been going back and forth because some want traditional Survivor Series to come back, while others like the War Game concept. So I got to ask you, Dan, should WWE go back to traditional Survivor Series, or do you like the War Games format?
Real quick, remind me
PLE.
the traditional Survivor Series, like the format of it, because I'm just so used to war games at this point. I forgot.
I got you. So pretty much traditional Survivor Series is usually 5-on-5 match. You have 2 captains, and pretty much it's tag team base. And if you get pinned, you get eliminated, and whoever survives in the Survivor Series traditional match,
Yeah.
that team wins.
Oh, so it's like search
So you're
and
pretty much
destroy.
trying. Yep. So you're pretty much trying to eliminate 5. You're trying to eliminate all 5 opponents.
Okay, so that makes it a little tougher then, because
Which I do want to say, if you guys are here in the live chat right now, I want to ask you guys: do you want traditional Survivor Series or War Games to come back? Let us know in the chat.
At first I was gonna say keep war games, but that traditional Survivor Series match sounds a lot more interesting than I remember. So I'm kind of torn in between the two now. I can see the backlash, no pun intended, of the keeping the war games around. I probably would say because the storylines and the matches have been so predictable. Like you can see them months in advance, but like, oh, this team is going to form, this team's going to form. Oh, by the way, they're going to be in war games next time. I think the traditional series, Survivor Series matches would be a lot more entertaining because it's sort of like not so much as it's to an effect, but that nostalgia kind of feeling. I think they should get rid of war games, but it's just so hot right now, so I don't know how. I can't see them getting rid of it anytime soon.
I feel like I get what you're saying here, because the way I looked at the Elimination Chamber as a kid in Ruthless Aggression era is probably how kids are looking at the War Games match, having 2 rings, the big cage, and especially having the Bloodline, one of the biggest storylines during the time, be one of the first War Game matches. Like, people get excited about that. I will say I do miss me a traditional Survivor Series match. And the thing is, like, Triple H, I think, could do a really good job at bringing back the traditional Survivor Series, because the last time Triple H was involved with traditional Survivor Series was, I want to say, 2019. It was Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT. One of the best Survivor Series pay-per-views. And they did such a great fucking job at that. You want to talk about Keith Lee, who we talked about in our last topic. He looked like a world champion in that traditional Survivor Series match.
Fucking the
Bring
NXT,
it back. Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT.
the NXT team came down in a tank down the ramp, right? And entered the arena with Shawn Michaels, Triple H on
that was on SmackDown.
Yeah, they did that, and then
they attacked the SmackDown roster.
Yeah, like that was entertaining. I remember that now. You just open up a.
And then I always just enjoyed the Raw versus SmackDowns, like seeing the Raw guys going over to SmackDown, SmackDown guys going over to Raw. Like, I miss the traditional Survivor Series, and maybe it wouldn't work around anymore because clearly WWE doesn't give a fuck about the draft, because you got people on Raw and SmackDown, you got some on all 3 freaking shows. Yeah. So, like, maybe it wouldn't work, but maybe it also will work because there will be a format. The Raw guys are on Raw where they should be. The SmackDown guys are on SmackDown where they should be. NXT guys are on NXT where they should be. Fucking Evolve. They're on Evolve. Like,
I see your 3 teams, and I'll add you a 4th. TNA.
We got working relationships. Exactly. We got working relationships with TNA, AAA. Dude, traditional Survivor Series. Oh my God. WWE is
can you imagine that?
Here.
Men and women's have 2 different matches. Because if you look at the TNA roster for both men and women's, and then the NXT is fucking hot right now. SmackDown and Raw each have their own powerhouse.
You're getting me excited, Dan.
Like, hey, well,
you're getting me excited. Like,
hey, I'm just curious.
They have working relationships. They should be doing traditional. This is a missed opportunity.
All right.
This could benefit Raw, SmackDown, NXT, TNA. Yeah, we need to go back to traditional. I got my final answer right there.
Okay, yeah, I think we need to go back to traditional. Yeah, you changed my mind. I think.
All right, well, let's see what some of the Maniacs said here in the live chat. We have Alex Johnson. They should take a break with the War Games format. Angelo, there is a possibility because Aldis and Adam were talking and Nick said we're on the same page, and Adam said for now, so they could do the Raw versus SmackDown War Games. They should take a break from the War Games format. Angelo says mix it up, have traditional and War Games, and have them feud over Raw and SmackDown, building up to a Raw versus SmackDown in War Games. I wouldn't be against that.
Be like a hybrid. Yeah, have a Team SmackDown and have a Team Raw for War Games.
That would not be a bad idea, but I feel like they should mix. Like, if honestly, they should mix it up. Give us at least one traditional Survivor Series match, one War Games.
They don't have the two.
Make us all happy.
Kind of go after each other anymore. You know what I mean? It's like the wrestlers going after different wrestlers that are on the other show, but they don't have like Team SmackDown or Team Raw anymore.
Yeah, no, there's nothing really exciting about that. And like it could even like build up the feud with Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, which I still want there to be a babyface GM and a heel GM. And they're both twiners. I hate it. I would want Aldis to be the heel, obviously.
I would say they're in-betweeners. They're both in-betweeners, yeah.
I hate it.
I can't really pick who's the more of a heel anymore. I can't pick one.
Yeah, because they're both fucking tweeners. Like 1 week, you have friggin' Adam Pearce, his friggin' veins are popping out of his head. And then the next week, like, he's doing what's right for the people.
And then the following week, he's on vacation doing a video promo. Next week on Raw, I'm in my house in wherever, or I'm on Maui. But next week on Raw, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah. But with that being said, let's get into the We Are Wrestling podcast getting put over segment, where every week we alternate. We pick one past, present, or future professional wrestler, and we put them over. Last week, Dan, you got to pick, and we put over Amber Moon.
Yep.
So this week, Rage got the pick, and he decided to take Alex Johnson's pick, and we are going to be putting over Liv Morgan, which honestly, I think this is the perfect time to do it because she is going to be sidelined, unfortunately, with her shoulder injury.
Yeah.
So the way that we do this, if this is your first time listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast, and if you're live with us, which you can be live with us every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. The way we do this, we ask you guys your favorite title run, favorite match, favorite segment, favorite year, favorite rivalry, and what if scenario. So the way we like to do this, we got to start off here with Liv Morgan's accolades, which I do want to say, I got a little surprise here.
Ooh.
And the surprise for this getting put over. So we have a We Are Wrestling Maniac who's in all the live chats. He watches all the videos. He's a part of the live watch-alongs we do for all the PLEs and pay-per-views. One of our day one fans, Alex Johnson. He is probably the biggest Liv Morgan fan. And what I decided to do, because Alex Johnson, ever since we started doing Getting Put Over, going all the way back to like episode 60, he has been pushing for us to put over Liv Morgan, and we're finally doing it. So I actually hit up Alex Johnson, and he did give me answers to all the questions here, and he's going to be a part of this with us. So here we go.
Alex Johnson? Welcome to the show.
Alex Johnson is going to be a part of this. So here are the accolades for Liv Morgan. She is a 2022 Money in the Bank winner, a 4-time women's tag team champion with Raquel Rodriguez. She is a 2-time women's world champion. Well, I mean, 1-time SmackDown, 1-time women's world.
Yeah.
Then she also did win the Crown Jewel Championship. And she also was Busted Open Radio's 2024 Female Wrestler of the Year. So, let's get into our favorite title run of Liv Morgan's.
Real quick, I read Angelo's comments. Aldous gives more of a heel vibe, but Adam is more of a dick to Aldous. I totally agree. My favorite title run. What did I choose? I chose the Women's World Championship just this past May of last year. It was Probably one of her best, if not the best, because she defeated like great opponents. And I had them listed here. But like she defeated outside. Give me 1 second. It was also her longest reigning title, but she beat it. She beat opponents like Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, Selena Vega. She defeated Io Sky. Her SmackDown run was kind of more of the same opponent over and over. And
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, like around again. She actually defeated Becky Lynch for the first time in her career to get the title, which I thought was pretty cool. And it was just part of her revenge tour. And like I said, her longest title run, which was in total of 226 days. So
Yeah, this is a no-brainer. I also did have her Women's World Championship run as well, because 2024 Liv was on a whole nother level with this revenge tour. And my God, great title run. And her first run, she didn't feel like a main eventer. She didn't feel like a larger-than-life superstar. But during this run, she felt larger than life. And Alex Johnson's answer.
I wanted to add to that real quick. She actually pointed to that in an interview with I call him CVV because I can never remember his name.
Chris Van Vliet.
Yes, he did an interview with Liv Morgan, and she said that her SmackDown Women's title was like, oh my God, I won this. Like, oh my God, holy shit, this happened. My dreams came true. WWE. And then when she won, she says when she won the Women's World Championship, the one you have on screen here, she says, yeah, I won this shit. Like, I deserve this motherfucker.
Yeah, it was like she was more ready for the moment here.
Yeah, give me it. Yeah, I'm ready for it.
All right, well, Alex Johnson's answer was the Women's World Championship run from last year because she was on another level during that title run. So that's what he went with. Moving on to our favorite match.
Favorite match? I had the Elimination Chamber 2024. I feel like she had a great spot off of the one of those what do they call it when you stand in there?
Inside the pod?
Pod, yes. And on top of the pod, she jumped down, and I forgot who she landed on, but I was just kind of rewatching the match, and I was like, yeah, this is one of her great matches. She had so many to choose from, honestly. This is probably one of her top 10 my favorite matches of her. And I was trying to pick something that's outside of this like past year first, but it's just so hard to not choose.
Oh yeah, this is her best work right now. She's right now, I feel like, in her prime when it comes to her career. So my favorite match, I had SummerSlam, Liv versus Rhea. I thought that this was such a great match. And then having the little surprise there with Dirty Dom turning on Rhea, I thought it was perfect timing. The storyline was there, and it felt like a SummerSlam match. And that's what you want for your big PLE.
Yep, exactly.
Legendary. Like, this was a great match, one of Liv's best matches. And I was also contemplating on Bad Blood, but the Raquel, delay when she made the run-in kind of made me decide SummerSlam over that. Alex Johnson, he picked WrestleMania 41. And he had the Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, because that was when she and Raquel became 4-time women tag team champions and the greatest women's tag team champions of all time.
That was their 4th time winning, right?
Oh, wait, no, I think maybe he meant Monday Night Raw when they won the titles. Well, Alex, you didn't go into full detail, so your favorite WrestleMania 41. Moving on now to our favorite segment.
Favorite segments. I chose. It was kind of hard not to choose this one back in Money in the Bank of 2022 when she wins the Money in the Bank and then she cashes it in on Ronda Rousey later on that night.
It was a cool moment.
It was probably the catalyst to her last few years here, because that was the first world title that she's won. And me personally, I don't know. I liked Ronda Rousey as the UFC fighter. I had so much. I had this. I
I'm on
tried
the
so
same page
hard.
as you, dude.
I
I
tried so
loved
hard.
her in UFC. I couldn't
I
get
tried
behind
so
her in
hard to have her
WWE.
be in WWE. I mean,
The
she
only
had
time I ever got invested in her was the main event of WrestleMania when she faced Charlotte and Becky. Only time.
So it was against Ronda Rousey, which I liked because it was getting the title offer for Ronda. I hate her on the mic. I'm sorry, Ronda. If you watch this, I apologize, but I'm sorry. But I just couldn't stand it. And so when she wins that title, I feel like that was the catalyst to like everything that you see today in 2025 because she became absolutely relevant. And not only that, before and earlier in the night, if you look at the roster of that Money in the Bank match, all 6 or 7 people were like stacked outside of maybe arguably Shotzi, who's no longer with the WWE. But there was Becky Lynch. There was, I believe, Naomi. I believe I had all stuff written down. I probably should have saved it.
I couldn't tell you. I don't remember.
I can look that up in a second here. But I was just going off of that match because it was probably one of the pivotal moments of her entire career.
It was. This is her first time winning the title. Lots of legends in the business. Edge, he won his first WWE championship by having Money in the Bank. But getting into Liv Morgan now, my favorite segment, I got to go with the Dirty Dom teases. I really enjoyed these segments because I thought this was a perfect way to have Dirty Dom turn on Rhea and this whole revenge tour. Like, it was just entertaining. Everything Liv Morgan was doing leading up to the SummerSlam with her match with Rhea was pure entertainment. And it only put over the Dirty Dom character and her character and made even Rhea look great in all of this. Alex Johnson, if anybody can guess here what he decided, I'm not surprised by his answer.
Yeah.
Favorite segment, he said, this is a tough one to decide. So I have to go with when Liv first seduced Dirty Dom.
Oh my God.
Only Alex Johnson.
Oh man.
I'm not surprised at all that this is his favorite segment.
I looked it up and I just wanted to add it was Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Becky Lynch, Lacey Evans, who I thought was stacked. I guess she's no longer with us, and then part of the roster, and then Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi. So I got the Shotzi part right, but that match was just stacked. I just had to add that too.
Alex Johnson, not surprised by your favorite moment. All right, moving on now to our favorite year.
Favorite year of 2022, easily. I think that was, like I said, with the favorite segment part, it was probably the best, more pivotal years of her career. And if I do say so myself, I swear I had multiple tabs for this. 2022.
Oh yeah, look at that. Dan's got the research.
Oh yeah, I got the stats. I'm a sports guy too. Well, football guy. 113 matches in 2022, which was her most in her career. Full screen that shit. The most wins in her career in one year span, 2022 at 67. Her win percentage wasn't the same or the highest. It was, go back to that, 59.3. But like I said, her most opportunities and matches in 1 year, 113, and then the most wins in her career in a year span. So, and like I said, with the Money in the Bank, with her first title run as SmackDown Women's Champion, you can't really argue against that because in 2023 and 2024 and then 2025, she went in as a tag team champion or world champion. Whichever one, she entered the new year as one of those champions. So
I love the stats. I love that you had an answer. You backed it up. I
backed it up. I got the receipts.
But I'm gonna tell you the real facts here. All right.
Oh, okay.
Favorite year easily for Liv Morgan is 2024. No question about it. You said it in the beginning. How long was her title run? The second women's world title. How long was it? 200 and how many days?
226, did I say? 226.
I think so. 226 days. And she had the most relevant rivalries, especially with Rhea Ripley, taking the title off of Becky, having great matches with Io, and making that championship prestigious. So easily I had to go 2024 because during this time, in 2022, she was starting to get over with the established fans. But in 2024, she was... I need to full screen this shit. Over.
Hey,
Alex
you say
Johnson-
favorite year, not best year. So, I mean,
yeah, no, it was my favorite. It was my favorite year though because this is when she became a superstar, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Oh no, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
And Alex Johnson also went with 2024 because 2024 was Liv Morgan's best year because we got to see the best version of Liv Morgan in 2024. That was a lot of times you said 2024, Alex.
She should forever be a heel.
Look at that. Even Alex Johnson, her biggest fan, even knows I'm right. But you did have the facts, though. I give you props on that, though, with the win percentage and all that.
Yeah.
Favorite rivalry?
You said it yourself, Rhea Ripley. There is no other answer because, like you said, it was all of her 2024 run with the Rhea Ripley and her going on a revenge tour, messing with her and then dealing Dirty Dom and possibly fighting with Roxanne Perez now. And then destroying the Judgment Day. Well, damaging, I should say. Yeah, there's probably no other better rivalry except maybe Becky Lynch. There was a segment with her and Becky Lynch, like with the contract signing, and then having like a 10 team or a 10-man tag team match, I think, on a PLE. I was going to add that as my favorite segment because I saw that earlier. But outside of maybe Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley was probably her best rivalry.
Oh, yeah, no doubt in my mind. Rhea Ripley and her definitely had the best feud. But I wanted to go with the second answer because obviously we all know Liv's best rivalry was Rhea because they both were a tag team. They both were rivals, injured each other's shoulders. Like there's really a lot of long-term animosity there. And both women are right now trying to grab that brass ring, which they both have had it in their hands, in their possession. So like easily number one rivalry, but just an honorable mention. Number two, I have to go with Roxanne and Liv because I think that this year has the potential of being one of her best rivalries because I see the long-term plan here. I see what they're doing.
My girl and Alex's girl on one screen. Look at that.
And that's the thing. I see what they're doing here with Roxanne and Liv, and I feel like they're going to build something really big here. I could definitely see Roxanne winning the championship, probably leading up to WrestleMania 42. Liv could win the Royal Rumble this year, and we can get Liv versus Roxanne. I feel like that's the plan. We're getting this feud somewhere.
She's probably
down
healthy
the
in
line.
time for the Royal Rumble next year.
So pretty much, like, here's the thing about Liv and Raquel. Why I think that this really does have a lot of potential to being a top feud. Because right now, Roxanne, she's trying to take Liv's spot when she was away filming. Now that Liv's sidelined, she's trying to take her spot and her best friend because now she has the tag team championships with Raquel. And pretty much Finn Balor has been trying to replace Liv with Roxanne. And they're building up that tension because even Roxanne's trying to flirt with Dom, who's with Liv in storyline, WWE Universe. So, like, man, they have such a great build-up here. And I do see, like, the potential of this going down as a WrestleMania classic for the women.
I can see that, too.
So I did have to honorable mention them.
Every time I see Dirty Dom on TV now, I think of that part in Breaking Bad. He's like, you can't get getting away with it.
Well, Alex Johnson, he went with Rhea Ripley. He said her rivalry with Rhea Ripley because Liv was doing good with the rivalry while Rhea was out and while Rhea was there.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to add to Alex.
That's the obvious number one.
That's the obvious number one. They also had one of the best promos of all time, too. Not all time, but between each other. Like, they had probably one of the best.
They have such great chemistry.
Yeah. Like when
Getting
she
into
said,
now our
Rhea Ripley
biggest what if.
said, real quick, when she's injured, when she says she's coming back, she's coming for blood. So I thought that was an intense promo that Rhea put.
Oh, yeah.
So
Plus, they have the storyline to back it all up, too.
oh yeah, you said what if?
Yes. What is your biggest what if?
What if never joined the Riot Squad? I feel like that was her part in Stardom, and like that's how I recognized her at first because I thought she had that spunk out, like compared to other personalities of Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan. I liked Liv Morgan the best out of that so-called faction.
Oh, no doubt. Me
And
too.
like, what if she never joined the Riot Squad? Like, she never got eyes on her. She never really got pushed over, like to lead the Riot Squad because she was just getting so put over and leave the others in the dust. And I think Ruby Riott's in AEW now, right?
Yep. Ruby Soho. That's what she's
And
going
then
by.
Ruby Soho, and then Sarah Logan's not even wrestling anymore.
Yep. She just got released by WWE not that long ago.
Yeah, so like, what if she never joined the Riot Squad and got TV time because a lot of people recognize her from her spunky personality. I think she came from a cheerleader's background too. Alex, if you want to correct me on that.
No, I think I could tell you exactly what it was because I just listened to an interview not that long ago from her ex-boyfriend at the time, Enzo. And Enzo was actually working with NXT when he was dating her. I believe she was a waitress at Hooters, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Yeah,
and then he got her a tryout with WWE, and then she blew up instantly.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, my bad. I totally take back everything I said. But my what if stays the same. Like, what if she didn't join the Riot Squad?
That's fair.
That was giving her TV time, and her stardom basically started when she left the group. So
that is true. So now, with my biggest what if the horrible storyline with Rusev, Lana, and Bobby Lashley never happened? Because this is where Liv Morgan, because after Riot Squad split up, pretty much she got lost in the shuffle for a little while, and then they randomly had her appear on Raw, and then they had her pair up with Rusev. And this was like one of the worst storylines. This is one of the worst times to be a WWE fan. And what if this never happened? Because this is where she started to see more consistent television time.
yeah.
And it kind of really set her up for success, even though at first it was not good at all.
I thought it was entertaining, but yeah, you're right. It was probably one of the worst times of TV.
And of course, Liv Morgan's biggest fan, Alex Johnson. What if Liv Morgan won the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble match instead of Charlotte Flair and challenged for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 41? We get Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship.
Yeah, she kind of got snubbed. Charlotte Flair just shows up and automatically wins the Royal Rumble. Like, Liv Morgan was put in the work too to win that match too. Like, I was kind of rooting for her. I was actually rooting for Io Sky too as well.
Yeah, because she came out at number 1 in this Women's
That's right.
Rumble.
Yeah, she did. Mm-hmm.
But honestly, great what if, and thank you, Alex, for sending me your answers because I know how much of a big fan you are of her, so we wanted you to be included in this. And
Thank
just
you.
overall, Liv Morgan, she's having such a great career, and I can't wait for her to come back from her shoulder surgery and see like what happens with her and Roxanne. Very excited about that. Even possibly her and Nikki Bella, because I thought that was going to have some real potential there to being probably one of the matches of the night at Evolution. But yeah, this week, guys, for the Getting Put Over, we picked Liv Morgan. That was Rage's pick. And next week, it is my turn to pick, and all summer long, we are going with women wrestlers. And I think we're going to turn back the clock a little bit because I feel like we've been picking too many modern women. And I want to put over somebody who I think is very underappreciated, very underrated. And I'm going to go with Tori Wilson.
Interesting.
Next week, we're going to put over Tori Wilson. And her dog, of course, Chloe.
I thought you were going to go with somebody like Lita or something, but you said underappreciated. I was like, I'm pretty sure Lita was appreciated.
I got to go with Tori Wilson. because I think there's more to her than the bikini contest and the bra and panty matches. There's more to her because she was a good worker. So I do want to put her over next week.
Yeah, she was.
All right. Well, with that being said, now let's get into the We Are Wrestling podcast main event topic. Everybody is talking about this individual, and we want you guys here in the live chat to let us know, or even down in the comment section below, your thoughts on this as well. CM Punk has been getting a bunch of criticism about going to Saudi after the comments he made on Twitter back in 2019. During the kickoff, CM Punk addressed the situation and apologized to the fans, and also stated that I am not perfect by any means. Sometimes as human beings, we screw up. The beautiful thing is everything is a lesson learned, and here I am, and you have invited me to your country, and I'm grateful to be here. Thank you very much. Triple H even said after the post show of Night of Champions, he was incredibly proud. Whoop, you there? Anything can happen when you're live.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I can't hear you. What happened?
I don't know, man. We are having some technical difficulties.
Okay.
Yo, yo, yo.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I've been hearing you the whole time.
That's weird. I can't hear you.
Oh, I don't know, man. Well, I'm going to let you try to figure this out real quick. So, guys, for our main event topic, CM Punk has been getting a bunch of criticism after going to Saudi after the comments he made on Twitter back in 2019. During the kickoff, CM Punk addressed the situation and apologized to the fans, also stated that I am not perfect by any means. Sometimes, as humans, we screw up. The beautiful thing is everything is a lesson and learned, and here I am, and you have invited me to your country, and I'm grateful to be here. Thank you very much. Triple H even said he was incredibly proud of CM Punk for apologizing. Is CM Punk a hypocrite? So, guys, in the live chat, I want you guys to give your thoughts on this. Do you think CM Punk is a hypocrite? Yes or no? Let's see if Dan got his situation fixed. Yo, yo. Dan Eddy's got himself muted, guys. Anything can happen when you're live, man. Anything can happen. But is CM Punk a hypocrite? Yes or no? And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, Dan Eddy is getting his statue built right now, because he is currently in development right now in the We Are Wrestling Performance Center. Can you hear me now? I can't hear you now. I can't hear you. Is CM Punk a hypocrite? Yes or no? But we are live right now. I do gotta keep the show running, Dan. I am gonna probably have to let you go, man, because you're having some technical difficulties. So I'm gonna remove you from the stage. This is the first time that this has happened, guys. Whew. I apologize for all the technical difficulties, and to all the listeners that are listening to this on Apple, Spotify, wherever. But yep. Oh, the earplugs died. That makes sense. That does make sense. Unplug your microphone, Dan, and just go from like the webcam or whatever you're using. Well, is CM Punk a hypocrite, guys? Yes or no? Let us know here in the live chat. All right. Well, I am going to have to let you go, Dan, because we got a show running, man. Oh, there we go. Wait, okay, talk. Can you hear me?
I still can't hear you. But
Well,
my
I can hear
headphones did
you.
not die, Rich. For
I
some
don't know what's
reason,
going on
your
here.
feed got cut off, but I can still. But yeah. What the hell happened?
Yeah, because my thing's going through on here. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me now?
I don't know.
All righty, well, I'll see you, Dan. Because we do got to close.
I still
it,
can't
man.
hear you, but I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. I can.
You can? All right. I'm back to my original audio.
All right, guys. Is CM Punk a hypocrite? We got some of you guys here in the live chat. We got Destry saying, yes, CM Punk is a hypocrite. Why do you say that? We got Young Circus in here. No, people change. Rage here saying it was a reasonable apology. All right, well, I'll share my thoughts on this while Dan gets his stuff situated. I don't know if he'll be back or not to the show, so I do apologize for all the technical difficulties going on because we're live. Anything can happen. First time happening after 160 episodes. Crazy. But I don't think CM Punk is a hypocrite whatsoever. I think people are allowed to grow. People are allowed to adapt. People are allowed to change. And I feel like in the second run in WWE for CM Punk, he has grown. He has matured. And he's not the same CM Punk that he was back in 2014 when he was burnt out. He's not the same CM Punk that got into a fist fight with the Young Bucks and Jungle Boy. I feel like CM Punk, he needed to learn that the grass isn't greener on the other side. And honestly, CM Punk, he could have went out there and not taken accountability at all. He could have just done what he's supposed to do. And instead, CM Punk took the higher path. He made the right choice and immediately addressed the situation. Technical difficulties. The moment I tried headphones, laughed my ass off. Well, I'm going to finish it off, Dan. But yeah, no, it's CM Punk. I think that, like, the dude's not a hypocrite. You can learn, you can grow, you can change. We're not the same people that we were 10 years ago. Like, if I was the same person I was back in 2015, friggin', yeah, oh man, this whole technical difficulty thing really screwed me. Damn, I do apologize, guys. I do. But yeah, no, I do think CM Punk overall, like, he has changed, like, throughout this entire second run with WWE. There's wrestlers that look up to him. Literally on his off time, he's going to NXT, pretty much training like the future stars of tomorrow. CM Punk is putting people over, and you can just tell he's genuinely happy doing what he loves. Because towards the end of his WWE run, he kind of lost that passion for professional wrestling, and you could just see it, how much passion he has. And I think for him to actually own up and take accountability for the fucked up tweet that he made about To The Miz back in 2019, I think that just shows true character, shows true accountability. And look at that. Right afterwards, CM Punk got massive cheers because he had one of the best segments here with the Punkonomics. But guys, that is going to be it for this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast. Rage should be back next week here on the show. Dan Eddy, I'm sure he'll have his technical difficulty problems all fixed up. But guys, let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on all the topics that we talked about this week. If you guys haven't checked out the Priscilla Kelly versus Charles Mason match, it is available now on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. intergender match. Such a good one. The Luau vlog should hopefully be ready for next Friday. That is the goal. But Phil and I, we are going to pretty much do a whole review on the Luau, which should be coming out this Friday, hopefully. But to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, love each and every one of you. If you're listening to this episode, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review. And if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already over on the YouTube channel where you get the best pro wrestling content, including the live episodes every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Links down in the description box below. You can go follow myself and Dan Eddy over on our social medias and all the other ventures. And to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.